We thought he was just another stray curled up beside a broken wall, until he lifted his head. And when we saw his eyes, we knew this cat wasn't begging for food. He was waiting for someone who was never coming back. It was raining that evening, the kind of cold, quiet rain that makes a whole city feel lonely. My brother and I were walking home through a narrow alley behind the old apartment blocks when he suddenly stopped. At first, I didn't understand why. Then I saw him, a tiny orange and white cat, curled beside a cracked wall, soaked to the bone, so thin and still he almost didn't look alive. I said we should probably keep walking. I thought maybe someone nearby fed him. But then the cat looked up. His eyes weren't wild, they weren't angry, they were tired and full of hope. It was the look of someone still waiting for a promise to come true. I reached my hand out and whispered, "Hey, buddy." He didn't run, he didn't hiss. He stood up, took 2 weak little steps toward me, and collapsed against my shoe. That was the moment we knew we couldn't leave him there. We wrapped him in my hoodie and carried him to the tea shop on the corner. The owner, an old man everyone called Uncle Ramen, took one look at the cat and quietly said, "You found him." He told us the cat's name was Momo. He wasn't just some stray. He had belonged to a man named Kareem who used to live nearby. Every evening, Kareem sat outside that tea shop and shared pieces of grilled fish with him. The cat followed him everywhere. Then, one day, 3 months earlier, Kareem was taken to the hospital, and he never came back. But Momo didn't understand that. He kept returning to the same place, at the same hour, every single night, waiting. The next morning, we took him to the vet. He was dehydrated, underweight, and burning with fever. The vet said if we had found him even 1 day later, he might not have survived. So we brought him home and did everything we could. Warm blankets, soft food, a basket beside my bed. Some nights I woke up just to make sure he was still breathing. Slowly, Momo got stronger. He started eating again. He began following us from room to room. But every evening, at the exact same time, he would go sit by the front door. He wouldn't scratch, he wouldn't cry, he would just sit there, staring, waiting. One night, I sat beside him and whispered, "He's not coming back." Momo leaned against my leg and closed his eyes. Weeks passed, then months. Momo became part of our home, but there was always a sadness inside him. Sometimes he looked out the window for hours, as if he was searching for one face in a city full of strangers. Whenever footsteps echoed in the hallway, he would lift his ears and look toward the door with that same impossible hope. Then winter came, and Momo got sick again. This time it happened fast. He stopped eating, he grew weaker every day. The vet said his body had suffered too much for too long. Some damage could not be undone. We brought him home with medicine, blankets, and fear we didn't know how to say out loud. That final night, it rained again, just like the night we found him. I sat on the floor beside him, my hand resting gently on his side. My brother sat across from me in silence. Around midnight, Momo opened his eyes and looked toward the door. Not at us, at the door. His ears lifted a little and he tried to stand. I helped him up. He stared ahead so calmly, and then made the softest little purr. In that moment, it felt like he wasn't afraid anymore. It felt like maybe, somehow, he had finally seen the person he had been waiting for. He lay down in my lap. I stroked his head once, twice, and before the rain stopped, Momo was gone. We buried him the next morning beneath the fig tree behind Uncle Ramen's tea shop, where Kareem used to sit and share his dinner. Uncle Ramen placed a small bowl beside the grave. My brother laid down Momo's old blanket. No one said much. Some grief is too gentle for words. Now, every time it rains in the evening, I think about him. People think the saddest part is how weak he was, or how cold, or even how he died, but it isn't. The saddest part is that Momo never stopped believing love would come back for him. And maybe that's why I can't forget his eyes. Because even with a broken body and a fading heartbeat, that tiny cat kept waiting in the rain for someone he loved. And even though we almost walked past him that night, I think we were only there to make sure he didn't have to wait alone anymore.